Monica was picking out fresh produce at the grocery store, lost in her thoughts when she heard a gruff voice mutter, "Must be nice to afford all that fancy food." She turned and saw Henry, an elderly homeless man with a weathered face, glaring at her from a distance. His eyes were filled with bitterness and envy. Caught off guard, Monica's initial shock quickly turned to anger. She confronted him, her voice sharp. "Excuse me, do you have something to say?" Henry stepped closer, his frustration evident. "Yeah, I do. You people come in here buying whatever you want, while folks like me can barely get a scrap to eat." The words stung. Monica had faced prejudice before, but this was different. It felt personal, a direct attack on her character. She squared her shoulders and replied, "You don't know anything about me. I've worked hard for what I have." Henry's face twisted with frustration. "Worked hard? Try living on the streets for a week, then tell me about hard work." Their voices grew louder, drawing the attention of other shoppers. Monica's heart pounded in her chest. She wanted to defend herself, but something in Henry's eyes stopped her. There was a deep, unrelenting pain that she couldn't ignore. Welcome back to PlotTwister. Before we unravel today's mystery, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you're always in the loop. Taking a deep breath, she tried to calm down. "Look, I get that you're struggling, but taking it out on me isn't going to help." Henry's anger faltered, replaced by a flicker of shame. "You think I want to be like this?" he spat, his voice breaking slightly. Monica looked at him more closely, seeing beyond the anger to the person underneath. "No, I don't," she said softly, "but lashing out at others won't change your situation." Henry's shoulders slumped, the fight draining out of him. He turned quickly, muttering under his breath, but Monica could see the defeat in his posture. She watched him go, her own anger fading into a mix of pity and confusion. The confrontation had left her shaken, but also curious about the man who had lashed out at her with such intensity. She couldn't shake the feeling that there was more to the story, something deeper that she didn't yet understand. Later that evening, Monica couldn't shake the encounter from her head. Sitting in her cozy apartment, she replayed the scene over and over. Why had Henry's words affected her so deeply? She tried to focus on her work, but the look in his eyes haunted her. There was something behind his anger, a story she couldn't see yet. Across town, Henry was huddled in the makeshift shelter, thinking about his argument. He felt a mix of shame and frustration. He hated feeling this way, but life on the streets had hardened him. His envy of Monica's apparent ease had boiled over, and now he regretted his harsh words. But what did it matter? He was just a homeless man, invisible to most. Days passed, but the memory of their clash lingered for both. Monica found herself looking for Henry each time she went to the store. Part of her wanting to apologize, another part hoping to understand him better. Meanwhile, Henry avoided the store, feeling too ashamed to face her again. His pride and fear of rejection kept him away. One afternoon, Monica decided to take a different route home, passing by a small park. To her surprise, she spotted Henry sitting alone on a bench. Her heart raced. She hesitated, but then gathered her courage and approached him. Henry looked up, startled, as she stood before him. He expected anger, but saw only concern in her eyes. "I'm sorry about the other day," Monica began. "I shouldn't have reacted that way." Henry looked down, fiddling with his fingers. "I shouldn't have said what I did. It's just hard, you know?" His voice was softer, devoid of the earlier bitterness. Monica sat down beside him, sensing an opportunity to bridge the gap. "I can't imagine how tough it must be," she said quietly, "but I want to understand." Henry sighed deeply, the weight of his struggles heavy on his shoulders. He began to share his story, how he'd lost his job and home, and the spiral into homelessness. Monica listened intently, her heart aching with empathy. As they talked, the initial tension between them eased. They found common ground in their shared humanity, their barrier slowly breaking down. Monica realized that behind Henry's harsh exterior was a man who had been beaten down by life, and Henry saw in Monica someone willing to look beyond his circumstances. They parted ways that day, both feeling lighter, the seeds of a new understanding planted. Monica couldn't forget her conversation with Henry. She found herself thinking about him often, wondering how he was doing. One afternoon, she decided to visit the park again. To her relief, she found Henry sitting on the same bench. This time, she brought 2 cups of coffee. As she approached, Henry looked up and gave a small, hesitant smile. Monica handed him a cup and they sat in silence for a moment, sipping their drinks. "I've been thinking about what you said," Monica began, "about how tough things have been for you." Henry nodded, appreciating her willingness to listen. "It's been rough," he admitted, "but talking to you last time, it helped." Over the next few weeks, Monica and Henry continued to meet. Each conversation peeled back another layer of Henry's story. He shared his dreams and regrets, while Monica opened up about her own struggles and triumphs. Slowly, a bond formed between them, built on mutual respect and understanding. One day, Monica brought a newspaper with job listings. She showed it to Henry, who looked skeptical but curious. "I thought maybe we could look through these together," she suggested. Henry hesitated, then nodded. They spent the afternoon circling potential opportunities, Monica offering encouragement and advice. Their meetings became more purposeful. Monica helped Henry prepare a simple resume, and they practiced interview questions. Henry's confidence grew with each session. Monica's belief in him sparked a hope he hadn't felt in years. Finally, an opportunity came. A local store was hiring, and Henry was called for an interview. Monica could see the mixture of excitement and nerves in his eyes. She helped him pick out a clean outfit and gave him a pep talk. "You got this," she said firmly. Henry took a deep breath and headed to the interview, feeling more prepared than ever. The waiting was agonizing for both of them. Monica kept busy, but her mind often drifted to Henry, hoping for good news. When she saw him approaching the park with a broad smile, her heart leaped. "I got the job!" he exclaimed, unable to control his joy. Monica hugged him tightly, sharing in his triumph. Their friendship deepened. Monica continued to support Henry as he adjusted to his new job, and Henry, grateful for her unwavering belief in him, worked hard to rebuild his life. They had built a bridge from misunderstanding and hurt to respect and friendship, each step bringing them closer together. Henry's first days at the new job were a mix of excitement and nerves. He worked at a local grocery store, stocking shelves and assisting customers. The routine gave him a sense of purpose he hadn't felt in years. Monica checked in on him regularly, their friendship growing stronger with each passing day. She was his cheerleader, always there with words of encouragement and a listening ear. One evening, Henry and Monica sat in the park reflecting on how far Henry had come. "It's been a long journey," Henry said, his voice filled with gratitude. Monica nodded, smiling. "You've worked hard, Henry. You deserve this." Henry's co-workers began to notice his dedication. He showed up early, stayed late, and always had a kind word for customers. His manager, impressed by his work ethic, began giving him more responsibilities. Henry thrived, his confidence growing with each new task he mastered. Despite the progress, there were still challenges. Some nights, Henry struggled with doubts, afraid he might lose everything he'd gained. Monica was always there to reassure him. They spent hours talking, their bond deepening as they shared their fears and hopes. One particularly tough day, Henry confided in Monica about his ongoing struggles with homelessness. "It's hard to focus on work when I don't have a place to call home," he admitted. Monica listened, then made a decision. "Let's find you a place," she said, determination in her voice. They spent weekends searching for affordable housing, filling out applications and navigating the complex system. It wasn't easy, but Monica's support gave Henry the strength to keep going. Finally, they found a small, affordable apartment. When Henry signed the lease, he felt a mix of relief and joy. For the first time in years, he had a place to call his own. Moving into his new home was a milestone. Monica helped him settle in, and they celebrated with a simple meal in his new kitchen. Henry looked around, feeling a sense of pride and stability he hadn't felt in a long time. Work continued to go well, and Henry began to save money. He set goals for himself, always pushing forward. His transformation was remarkable, a testament to his resilience and Monica's unwavering support. They both knew there were more challenges ahead, but they would face them together, their friendship a source of strength and hope. As Henry's life steadily improved, he became a mentor to others facing similar struggles. He volunteered at shelters, sharing his story and offering guidance. His journey from despair to redemption inspired many, showing that with hard work and a little help, change was possible. Henry's life had transformed. He was thriving at work, living in his own apartment, and even volunteering at a local shelter. Monica remained a constant presence, her support unwavering. One sunny afternoon, they met at their favorite park bench, a place that had seen their friendship blossom. Henry looked around, taking in the beauty of the day. "I can't believe how far I've come," he said, his voice filled with gratitude. Monica smiled. You've worked so hard, Henry. You deserve all of this. They sat in comfortable silence for a moment, reflecting on their journey. As they talked, Henry shared stories of his new life, the challenges he faced, and the triumphs he celebrated. He spoke about helping others at the shelter, how sharing his story had given him a sense of purpose. Monica listened, her heart swelling with pride. Henry's journey had become a beacon of hope for so many. The conversation turned to their first encounter. Henry sighed, a look of remorse crossing his face. I still think about that day in the grocery store, he admitted. Monica nodded, remembering the intensity of that moment. It was a tough day for both of us, she said softly. Henry continued, his voice steady but filled with emotion. I insulted you out of jealousy and frustration. I saw you and felt this overwhelming envy because you could afford things I couldn't even dream of. He paused, looking Monica in the eye. I was wrong to judge you. I was angry at my situation, not at you. Monica reached out, placing a hand on Henry's arm. I reacted harshly too. I didn't understand what you were going through. They shared a moment of mutual understanding, the air between them clearing. Their friendship had taught them both valuable lessons. Monica learned the power of empathy and the importance of looking beyond first impressions. Henry discovered the strength within himself and the impact of kindness and support. As they sat together, the sun setting in the distance, Monica felt a deep sense of fulfillment. I'm so glad we met, Henry, she said. He smiled, his eyes reflecting the same sentiment. Me too, Monica. You changed my life. Their story was one of redemption and growth, a testament to the power of compassion and second chances. It reminded them and everyone they touched that no matter how tough life gets, there's always hope for a better tomorrow. Monica and Henry's journey from misunderstanding and hurt to friendship and redemption was a powerful reminder of the impact we can have on each other's lives. It showed that with a little kindness and a lot of determination, incredible transformations are possible. What are your thoughts on the twist we uncovered today? Comment your ideas below. Make sure to like and subscribe for a daily dose of drama and mystery. See you later with another twist.